Hey people, Infantry 53 Faction War. This is Hades Wastes and Chaos Space Marines versus Orks. For the Blue Chaos team, we have nobody with a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful offense and disruption, fights in melee combat. Alongside Bebop with a Plague Champion, starts off in ranged combat with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is pretty slow. Rounded off this team, EM7 as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. We got Black Legion all around here. Red Orks, a Clockwork Orange is a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front line. Alongside Mitch the Ninja is a Kommando, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins in ranged combat with a twin link shooter. And rounded off the teams, Draktan is a Mekboy, teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, has lots of orky gadgets, giving him great versatility. Kicking off on the west side, it's Warboss versus Chaos Lord, the two heavyweights. And east side, where you see these two natural VPs, Sorcerer versus Mekboy. In the mid then, Plague Champion with some worship against the sneaky Kommando. Looks like he couldn't be quite sneaky enough to get in there and do some work. Doom bolts flying in on the sluggers. It's a very good shot. Just stops them in their tracks and makes them retreat. Should push now, I think, EM7. Just double shooters on the Mekboy. CSM could close for melee. There's another Doom bolts, and those guys leave cover just as it's fired, which is a mistake. You should stay in cover against Doom bolts. Doesn't look like EM7 wants to push. He's consuming a bunch of heretics. Really should have gone in there, I think. CSM could tie up the shooters. The Chaos Sorcerer could tie up the other shooters. Do some work. Gets rid of them. Meanwhile, in the mid, lots of stinky bolter action. Damage over time against those guys. Double CSM there for Bebop. Double CSM also for nobody. Warboss is persuaded to leave. Chaos Lord striding out towards the contested VP now. Lots of fleeing Orks. Two factions known for an aggressive brute force early game. Could be a lot of fun. Looters on the way for Clockwork Orange and a Pain Boy on the way for Mitch the Ninja. Let's get it right. Not confuse him with other Mitches. It's going to be a while before the Warboss is back out. Nobody's going to be able to cap up the west side. That's going to be confusing. Nobody's able to cap up the west side. Pushing through the mid though is Bebop, getting a power bash with those double CSMs, some Nurgle worship, using the heretics quite defensively, which is generally a good idea. Early game for the Plague Champion. I could learn from this myself, often getting my heretics killed. There goes the stun bomb. Looks like it was easily dodged. Might be able to back off and reset here. EM7 coming in alongside, maybe get a nasty Doom bolt. Look at all this stuff here. This is two Ork players. Sluggers have burners for Mitch, and but not for Clockwork. Heal from the Pain Boy. Aspiring Champion heretics going in. There's some Raptors now for EM7. Those sluggers are in a bad place, really bad place. Barely getting away there, I think. Doom bolts trying to finish him. Got pretty close. Massive fight, like early tier 1 here. Is this all three players? I think it is. Chaos Lord runs away. Warboss gets a good stump. Those heretics could be vulnerable now on the floor. They're still chasing those sluggers, I think. Meanwhile, in the back lines, Raptors jumping on some shooter boys. Those guys suppressing when they land. And seeing them off quite easily. Chaos having the better of these early fights. Really got to hit those stun bombs with the Kommando, I guess, early on. Don't think he's hit any really good ones yet. Contested power is Orky, though, on this east side. And the Warboss is getting on the VP, maybe just a decap. I don't think it even wants to risk that. It's a good shout, because those Raptors, as you can see, on retreat path, they might get him anyway. They can't jump again. 20 hit points. Bolt pistol of the Sorcerer was getting him down, but doesn't want to chase anymore. Look at this from Bebop. Has been in the field all this time with the double CSM, I think. I don't think they've retreated. The heretics have. Get awesome sustainability with the Plague Champion, and we see the Mucus Discharge up for even more preservation in the field. That Nurgle worship and that Breath of Nurgle heal. We see the Mekboy with a death gun of his own. Looters are up for Clockwork Orange, but looks like they lost some shooter boys in that big brouhaha. Contested is blue. Continuing to pressure the mid is the Plague Champion, getting on the power again. Could get flanked here though. EM7 is in place to stop such things. You have double Raptors for EM7. And you can pull this off as long as you don't get like more Heretics or more CSM to really tank your economy. Not saying it's going to work. Against Orks it's a big risk because sluggers can get so vicious in tier 2, especially with a little bit of support. And Chaos don't have a huge amount in the way of support abilities. Sorcerer has some with demonic armor and stuff like that, demonic shield. Uh oh, Shooter Boy's dropped by the Raptors here. Storm Boy's on them though, these guys with power melee weapons and Raptors jumping away. And not retreating though, staying in play there. Heretics were chasing the Shooter Boys, I think that's why. 500 to 379. No VPs lost yet for the blue team. Some Breath of Nurgle healing out. But those guys were out of cover. Looks like it doesn't matter. Painboy coming in alone. This is not what you want to do. Caught out of position. A bunch of dead Orks towards the west side here. Down goes the Chaos Lord and the Warboss. The hell was that? Killed him with his last hit, I think. And a power bash for Chaos over here. They're looking pretty strong. Coming through the mid again is Bebop. Awesome field presence here. Mekboy can try and suppress him. Should be able to, well, maybe not. The Plague Champion will still fire at the same rate under suppression. Can they get a model? Auto CSM have to retreat. Didn't quite have the energy to use the Breath of Nurgle there. Now does. Here's some Eternal War CSM from EM7. We did not see Eternal War from Bebop. Those guys dropped a model there. A little bit sloppy at the end. Just tried to keep them in the field too long. Heretics of Bebop coming towards the west side to help this power bash maybe. Nobody gets away without retreating, and that's important. If you can get a little bit of harassment on the power and then just back away, makes a big difference than just fully retreating out and giving up ground. Touch of Nurgle on the Heretics. A Death Dread is in there though. Raptors jumping in. This is the global ability of the Plague Champion. Makes a unit explode when they die, which synergizes great with the Doom Blasting Heretics. Those guys whacked out though. There is a cooldown on the Touch of Nurgle explosion, which is why he didn't see that last model explode. Plague Champion gets the revive, but did lose their Heretics. They are tier 2. Some quick Death Dreads though. All of a sudden Bebop looks to be behind. They didn't spend much power, but they took a while to get to tier 2. Look how much requisition they're floating. Nothing they can really do with it. No power to spend it on. I guess they could fill this out. That's not perhaps a good idea. Warboss is still down. Should get revived. Kommando getting some capping done. He's got his kaboom. Plague Marines on the way for nobody. Noise Marines on the way for Bebop. And a power bash from the Orks. These sluggers with their knob beaded. There he is. Has a 65 DPS power melee weapon. And a good chunk of health. That guy's dangerous. Uh-oh. Raptors getting caught and getting taken out. The beginning of tier 2 not so great as the majority of tier 1 for the Chaos players. Still got away with one Raptor squad. Yeah, Storm Boys in there, Sluggers in there, upgraded. In fact, we have double Sluggers now for Draktan. A good way to respond to those Raptors. No Coruscating Flame for EM7 as well. It's gone for the Rod of Warp Fire. Help him disrupt those melee squads. Double Death Dreads marching towards the Chaos lines. They've caught the Noise Marines here. Bebop not paying attention to these guys for a second. Looks like they're going to be okay. Plague Marines getting a shot in, but there's 2 of them here. Plague Marines not really known for their damage output. Their durability and the vehicle snare is what they bring mostly. Getting some decent shots on this Death Dread though. Can they get another? They can. Down to half health. One of them's in the back lines though. Those really mean looking weapons. I think it's around 70 DPS heavy melee with a splash and a big radius special attack too. Plague Champion now with the Plague Fist. That was the Pestilent Strike there. Sluggers going in. Alongside the Painboy. Heals himself and runs, does the Plague Champion. We do have a las cannon now for Bebop. Is it going to be able to set up though? Death Dread has its eyes on it, or whatever it uses to see. That little grot peering out. It's Special attack misses. Does have those burners and bits. What about you? Yeah, burners and bits as well. More health and some fire. Sluggers getting away with just a knob leader here. This guy bashing power. Only threatened by the Plague Marines, really. They do get a shot. And can this guy get away? There is that global from the Mekboy. Cults of Speed, I think, which speeds up all allied vehicles and gives them a cooldown reduction on their shots. Chains of Torment doing some work here. Trying to shoot that central mass. They do get it. Knob leader now for the Storm Boys. That guy has a heavy melee weapon. Aspiring champion up for the Raptors. Also has a heavy melee weapon, but that is a lot of stuff for those guys to deal with when they get in there. No touch of Nurgle and stuff for the Sorcerer to deal with that kind of stuff. He might want the Mark of Khorne Dreadnought out. Has to, right? What else can he get? Havocs are just going to get jumped or just tied up by the Mekboy. I think he needs that Mark of Khorne Dreadnought or maybe a Blood Crusher or two to hold him up. Do that fear thing as well. Blastmaster Noise Marine setting up on the west side alongside a Las Cannon, some Khorne worship, whole bunch of Chaos Marines. Warboss is charging in. Power Claw is up, spiky armor and angry bits. Hard Boys on in too from the global bar. That's that blue effect there, 25% less damage received. Gets in there, did some disruption, but they didn't really follow it up, did they? Death Dread might take some Las Cannon hits here, also taking Plague Marine missile hits. Pain Boy trying to tie them up, but he's in trouble. Has to retreat out and does get away. I think he got a special attack there at the end. Raptors jumping in from nobody. Death Dread fighting a Plague Champion. Plague Champion giving it a good go. With some Plague Marine support, down goes the Death Dread. Tank Buster Barrage. They were trying to disrupt the Plague Champion there. But they might have actually killed their own Death Dread. Looks like the Chaos team have won this fight on the west side and they're going to take out both of the Death Dreads, I think. They did a decent job. Usually they are not expected to last very long, to be honest. Get in there, do some damage, bash some power, have some fun, and then die. An Orky existence. Don't want to take unnecessary damage here though. Don't want to let that guy get a model off you. There he goes. Eastern side. Some dead Orks. What else is new? Storm Boys are level 2. Sluggers level 2. What about these fellas? Still level 1. Still nothing really up here for EM7 aside from the Chains of Torment, of course. Just gotta use that and hope there's no ranged units around to shoot down the central mass, I suppose. Looks like it's worked there. Has some Mark of Tzeentch CSM. They will be greatly useful for potential knob squads later and can shoot down regular infantry just fine. Those guys bashing power or trying to. Contested on the west, completely built up by the Orks. That is the Circle of Summoning, is it? No, wow, Terminator's coming in from nobody. Didn't even realise they were tier 3. Clockwork Orange looking a little bit depleted. More Noise Marines for EM7. They go for Noise Marines, really. Maybe they think Cacophony could help them out. Sorcerer falls. That Grenade Decorator, by the way, just shows you that he has the Robes of Torment. Orks might be able to push through here, get on the natural VP. Raptors here, level 2. We've got some level 2 heretics. I don't think they're going to be able to stand up to this, though. Triple sluggers over here from 2 players. In fact, this is all of Mitch's stuff. And Draktan stuff. They have the same colour scheme, I believe, so it's a bit tricky. But yeah, they're definitely going to get a decap at least. Chaos a bit top heavy on the western side. Chaos Lord coming over to have a word. He's got his lightning claws out, so he means business. He'd like to discuss the capping of VPs, please. They got the decap, now backing away. Probably smart. Probably smart. Could be a big fight here. There's Swampum on the sluggers, gives them a little speed boost and I think some ranged damage resistance. Giving them to them by the knob leader. Raptors get a good jump. Sorry, Storm Boys get a good jump. Raptors got an okayish jump. Seen off. Chaos Lord needs to be careful. I think he's used Kill the Weak already, or was that Destructive Strike? The Terminators are there. We might see lightning claws from those guys. Raptors got destroyed. That was Drain Life on a Knob Leader for the Shooter Boys. Use your choppers on the Warboss from his global bar, giving him more melee skill and melee damage. That was Destructive Strike. Down goes the Chaos Lord. Big old fight here. Terminator's sitting back and getting shots in. You see that big demoralizing debuff stacking up there. It's less damage dealt and more damage received. A small amount that stacks up, like a few percent each stack. But look at this now. Sluggers, I tell you, Sluggers could do some work against Terminators if they get in there and they're leveled up a bit. Seem to do a lot of damage to them, even though super heavy infantry should have resistance against regular melee. I mean, they do have the power melee of the Knob Leader and those two burners, I guess. 388, 235. Chaos getting pushed back. That was a good little fight for the Orks. Surprised we haven't seen a Weird Boy yet. We got Knobs on the way for Draktan, Flash Gits on the way for Clockwork Orange. Nobody looking a bit depleted after that fight. Lost Raptors for sure, and looks like they lost CSM as well. Meanwhile, west side, Pain Boy is not going to be knocked off the cap. They did take some shots though. Got decap and got away. Chaos Terminators are a little bit low, but they're coming back out to the field. Almost half hit points. They might drop a model soon. Sneaky Kommando here with the Mega Boom kit. There's a stun bomb. Nicely done. Kaboom gets in on the heretics. Sends them flying. Almost wiped them out too. Blastmaster continues to be a nuisance. Sluggers getting in on the Terminators, but they were vastly outnumbered there. Hard Boys might save them. I think it will. I think it will. And here's the Flash Gits getting the blasters up. Blasters super effective against heavy and super heavy infantry. AoE as well. They've dropped a model already though. Warboss gets in. Level 3. Gets stunned. Not sure what they got. Oh, Pestilence Strike they got stunned by, I think. Armor of Pestilence up for the Plague Champion. Up to 1387 hit points at level 4. Very nearly level 5 as well. Oh, Terminator dropped a model there at the end. Warboss needs to flee and does not get away. Big old kaboom there. Again for the Commandos. Got the rocket launcher out. Don't see any vehicles, but I guess it'll be reasonably effective against Terminators. Terminators a little while ago were reduced in size in game terms from large to medium, so anti-vehicle weapons aren't guaranteed to hit them anymore. Sorcerer's level 4, got that robe still. Warboss is only level 3, really. Feel like he's been mixing up pretty well. Custom force field up, and they revive the Warboss, who's immediately looking for a fight again. Orks bashing power. Knob Squad have their Knob Leader and Mina and Greener. You can tell they have Mina and Greener because of the plus icon. That gives them almost damage immunity, 75% damage resistance for Frenzy, and suppression immunity. Why are they retreating here? I don't know. They were full health, those knobs, and they ran off. Warboss is pissed off with this generator. Oh, gives up. Runs away. Got a few smacks on it. Chaos Lord gets in with that. With Lightning Claws, they can't get him though. Warboss on the way for Bebop. Nobody. Just Plague Marines and Terminators now. I know the feeling, buddy. More Flash Gits for Clockwork Orange. You stack these guys up and they can just delete squads. Tankbuster Barrage. Orks not wasting any time getting on the natural VP here. Could they get a triple? There is something trying to cap this. It's the Plague Champion, so they should be able to do it with the fist. They're going to get the natural though, I think. Nothing here to stop them. Couple of bad engagements has kind of left the Chaos team a little bit reeling here. Great Unclean One on the way though for nobody. They're going to have a Warboss and a Great Unclean One. There's no vehicles on the field, so I'm not sure the Warboss is a great shout here for Bebop. Especially with Knob Squads around, they can just surround it and smack it up. Blastmaster gets a shot. Looks like the Chaos are going to retain the west side at least for now. Orks take the natural. Now have a look at the power. Looks like they want to steal it. Sluggers can cap. There we go. these sluggers need to be very careful. More Ard boys up. They do get away. See those blasters now. Such a dangerous weapon. You can't dodge it. It's not like Wraith Guard where the Wraith Cannon has a wind-up time. That's just instantly shot. Instant death. Chaos get their natural back. Maybe? Are they going to try and stop them? Commando's been all sneaky like. 240 energy at level 5 with the Mega Boom kit. That was right in me crosshairs, I think. Terminator's getting caught. Raptor's there trying to help him out, so is the Chaos Lord. And there's the Chains of Torment just in time. 246 to 235, very close on VPs. Here's the Land Raider Phobos. Great Unclean One also out. Basically at the same time, even though the Phobos was started earlier. Land Raiders take a long time to be built. There's the Dirge Caster. And that could make a big difference in a big fight, but here's double knobs. And they were not hit by the Dirge Caster. And these guys can tear apart anything. Cloud that flies from the Great Unclean One. I think these guys have their hammers. Yeah, those guys have hammers. One squad doesn't. Nobly vomit now. Great Unclean One taking tons of damage. Raptor's getting a decent jump. Oh, but the Kommando knob was in there and got his kaboom going. Does it do friendly fire? It seemed like it did. But he didn't care in true Orky fashion. Flash kits being tied up by heretics. Flash kits are heavy infantry too, so Marco Zink CSM will shoot them down pretty well. If they can live long enough to shoot them down pretty well. Okay, the Phobos survives, the Great Unclean One survives. Gonna need some worship for that big fella. I think he's being marched back to base now to heal up, yeah. I think that's smart. 196, 235. Looted tank on the way for Clockwork Orange. Some heretics or nobody those guys can worship. Another Great Unclean One for EM7. Mitch might need some flash kits and or knobs up. They need some requisition though. That's Mega Rumbler, is it? Oh, it was Mega Rumbler. It's a dead Mekboy now. Plague Champion is also going to fall. And now he's protected these guys with a Pestilent Strike. Uh-oh, these sluggers getting too close to things. Looks like Chaos are going to retake the west side and get the 2-1. Don't really have great artillery as an Orc player. I guess the Weird Boy kind of is. Weird Boy would do pretty well here. As is usually the case, really. Typically you're fighting a whole bunch of infantry that you want to mess up. Doom bolts flying in. Those guys retreated in time. Here's the line of flash kits now. Where's that looted tank? Still back there. Flash kits don't really want to fight upon the Phobos. They do very little damage to vehicles. But look at that to the Plague Marines. And those Plague Marines are light infantry, remember. They just have tons of hit points. So they're not taking extra damage from the flash kits. It's still really painful. Those guys are, though. One more volley and they'll be deleted here. Looks like they've retreated just in time, maybe. Nope, they go down. They go down. Warboss also went down. They got it. Well done, fellas. Great Unclean Ones are still... Ouch. Kommando not got it, I think. Great Unclean Ones are still a massive wall, though. As Orks, they don't have access to a bunch of plasma damage from range. Flash kits will do a lot. Knob squads, if they can get in and avoid being disrupted, will do a lot. But it can be tricky to deal with these big fellas as Orks. Because I was surprised Bebop went for the Phobos. 3 Great Unclean Ones here, imagine that. Would be pretty tough. Do they have a Blast Master. They have 2 in fact. Not a huge amount else in terms of disruption, but they do have a Sorcerer. Can deal with elite melee squads very well with Chains of Torment and Tome of Subjugation. This Great Unclean One got a bit too far forward. Knob squads are on him. Other Great Unclean One coming in. These guys passively damage nearby enemies, but their melee attack does not do splash damage these days. It's a lot of damage on those Orks though. How long are they going to stay in? Here's another cloud of flies. Storm Boys get away. Nob's way more durable as you may expect. Chaos Terminator's down to 1 model. Chaos Lord coming in here. This Great Unclean One stayed in this fight way too long. I think they're going to get it. Because that's Frenzy up from the Orks now. They're going to get this guy, I think. Oh no. Teleported out by EM7. Warped out of trouble by the Sorcerer. That was playing it very, very close. Like one more swing, I think, would have killed him. But that was actually a really good play. The Nobs put a lot into that. Lost like 5 models between them. Now have to be reinforced. They don't need to reinforce the Great Unclean One, just need to heal him up. Sluggers are not going to have a good time trying to cap it. That was Aura of Decay knocking them over. Chaos Lords found some Commandos. And now some Sluggers on retreat. What level is this guy? Level 6 with the Mantle of Hate. Might want to get the Icon of Corn up. Demonic Visage is also awesome in the team game. Can debuff so much stuff with it. Has to flee. What were the Flash Kits doing? Were they bashing power or something? I'm not sure. Warboss, level 5. Maybe level 6 when he kills this thing. There we go, level 6. Killed a Havoc squad. Maybe by himself, which would give him tons of XP. Mekboy with Mega Rumbler and Custom Force Field. Gets a decap. Single now for the Orks. Decent stomp. And smacking up some CSM. Markov's Inch fellas too. They want to get rid of those guys if they can. They're a big threat to the Nob squads. Orks are going to get a decap. None of these factions are super great at stabilizing and digging in on a VP. So we're seeing that contested switch hands a lot. Plague Marines explode. Not sure what they are doing. But they've gone down. Were they sacrificing the Dark Gods to free up some population? I don't think so. We've got some more Chaos Terminators for nobody. Really surprised we have not seen Lightning Claws yet. That would mess up the Nobs like crazy. No sign of them though. Great Unclean One of EM7 out for some more fighting and vomiting in true Nurgly fashion. Frenzy for the Nobs. Looks like they're just ignoring that guy for now. Maybe. Oh no, they're going in. They are going in. Not sure what the cooldown of warp is. I assume it's a minute. I assume it's back up. Has plenty of red to use it, that's for sure. Bebop also has plenty of red for a nuke or something. Yeah, Nob's getting dealt with there. There's a lot of disruption from the Great Unclean One and from the Blastmaster. That VP still decapped though. Chaos Predator now. And a Imperial Abyss from Bebop. Trying to catch some Orks as they retreat, and they are mincing them up there. Got a fair few. I don't think they actually wiped a squad though. I don't think so. Maybe Draktan lost something there. There's a Mark of Nurgle Chaos Predator from Bebop. Gives some health regen, melee resist, and some more hit points. But changes the main weapon to be this green stuff, so it's slightly less effective against large targets, but useful versus clumps of infantry. You mainly get it for the durability, the field presence of it. Sorcerer hits level 7. Battle Wagon on the way now for Clockwork Orange. They still haven't found a way to kind of punch through these Great Unclean Ones here. They're forcing them off here and there, but the Nobs are going in and kind of losing a lot. I think they want to kind of ignore them. Try to go after other targets, because you'll rip through pretty much everything else quite quickly. And there's still no Lightning Claw Terminators. There's 3 Chaos Terminator squads, and we've got no Lightning Claws. I guess they feel like maybe the Nob squads have been handled pretty well so far. They'll always have the option there to get Lightning Claws. Going after the Western VP. Orks get their natural decap, but Commandos are taking it back with their 50% faster capping trait. Nobs being frustrated by the chains. Jumping in though are Storm Boys, and these are leveled up CSM. There's some Lightning Claws, and now the Orks are in real trouble, because look at this. They will tear through any melee squad they can get their hands on. Those guys are going to kill the Blastmaster Noise Marines though. Can they jump out? Apparently not. They're just going to die. And look, the Nobs don't even want to fight those guys. Need more flash kits now. And Clockwork Orange is indeed getting more flash kits. Double commandos from Mitch. Throwing up some smoke. I always forget they have smoke. And getting a decap, but that's lightning claws on you now. Look how quickly their health goes down. And it's nasty. More commandos there though to cap. Taking some tank buster shots. More capping now. I don't think they're going to be able to finish it. Raptors jumping in. Need to run away, fellas. There's Love the Daka. But it's actually doing some friendly knockback there. Oh, wow. They finished the cap. Well done, you guys. Really good play there from Mitch. Recognizing that he had Love the Daka available to help get the cap there. Here we go. Lightning Claw Chaos Terminators versus a Nob squad. With full momentum. They are getting demoralized though. I think they got one of the Terminators down, didn't they? No, all the Terminators are alive. And they had some support from other Terminators, bolters. How many Terminators is that? 4 Chaos Terminators on the field. 2 Great Unclean Ones. Soon to be 2 tanks. We have 3 Nob squads and 3 flash kits. And a Pain Boy on the way for Clockwork Orange. How much power Mitch has? Mitch the Ninja. Almost 700. 34 to 165 on the VPs. 2 to 1 for Chaos. Warboss almost level 8. Gets out of there. Nob squad here. 1v1 against the Great Unclean One. It's not a bad place for them to be honest, but now a whole bunch of stuff is supporting the Great Unclean One. These Terminators are not full strength though. Nob squad just keep on coming, but they are persuaded to leave. Didn't drop a model though. Did not drop a model. Those Terminators teleporting away. Great Unclean One's very low. It's very low, but these guys don't have much support. And here come Lightning Claw Terminators. And they're going to need to flee, I think. Oh, they got the Great Unclean One. I think it was a looted tank that got the shot there. That guy's going to explode and heal allies and damage enemies that are nearby. 1-to-1 cap. Only 25 VPs left for Chaos. It's getting very tight. Chaos Lord down. Plague Champion down. This is the Great Unclean One of EM7, which we know that he can warp out. That might be why he's being very aggressive with him here. Getting on the flash kits. Pain Boy does not want to fight Lightning Claw Terminators. Look at the damage from the flash kits though. That's pretty crazy. Heretics sent in to tie them up and they do a good job. Pain Boy was killed, I think. Yeah, Pain Boy was killed. You see the threat though. Have enough flash kits and he can just mess with Terminators like crazy. And they don't do friendly fire either. I feel like their weapon should have a little wind up maybe. The flash kits. I mean, it's meant to be balanced by the fact that they knock themselves over. But you're still getting those big bursts of damage in instantaneously that you can't really dodge. It's like the old D cannon. Okay, double knobs on the natural VP of Chaos. Commandos are capping. You got more commandos. This could be dicey for Chaos. Lightning Claw Terminators here are quite low. These guys are reinforced, but these guys are not. There's the Chains of Torment. And an Imperial Abyss. Looks like everything's going to get away okay-ish. Yeah, okay-ish. In fact, some allied Chaos Terminators got caught in it pretty badly there with the Lightning Claws. They didn't drop a model, but they're very low now. Another rocks in the back lines from the Orks. 13 to 106. Sorcerer goes down. Nob squad now going after the Chaos Lord. Lightning Claw Terminators are there, but they're very low. And Nobs are sensing it. They're going after him. Do they have their frenzy though? They didn't. But Terminator's having to teleport away. Marco Zine CSM getting shots in, doing a lot of damage. Yeah, Nob squad needs to retreat, but those Terminators are going to be very costly for EM7 to reinforce now. Oh, Great Unclean One taken out. Was taken out by the tank, I think. Chaos Lord getting destroyed by Knobs here. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, he stood there too long. Knob squads coming through very strong at the end. Draktan only has Knob squads. Single cap now for the Orks. Chaos, though, are going to retake the west side. It looks like Blastmaster Noise Marines are going to get it. Warboss levels to 9. There's all those flash kits. Level 4 flash kits as well. Single cap for Orks. I think it's going to be it. Yeah, there's a double as well. They got the naturals at the end. And there it is. GG indeed. What an awesome faction war. Well done, fellas. Level 9 Chaos Lord. Level 9 Plague Champion. Level 8 Sorcerer. Warboss level 9. Kommando level 10. Did a lot of Kommando in. And a level 7 Mech. And there you have it, guys. Big thanks to these players for, I guess, organising this faction war themselves. Again, not sure if it was pre-planned or they just happened to choose opposing factions. But thanks, fellas, for sending it in for our entertainment. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.